To the news, and we talk 1D1F in our very first story as some residents in districts where there are supposed to be factories under government's one district, one factory policy have started fact-checking claims by government on the policy. Government says it has spent close to 1.7 billion Ghana cedis on the policy since 2017, but some of the companies say they are yet to receive any funds. Here are excerpts of the second part of our hotline documentary, One District, Some Factories, produced by Richard Kwejunyako.
Like the Central, Eastern, Volta, Western, Greater Accra, Western North, the Oti region, and many other regions we have covered in this documentary, the Ashanti region is no exception. Here, many of the factories that are captured in the records of the One District, One Factory Secretariat under the Ministry of Trade and Industries as factories that have been completed and operational were not so.
If
they say there's a plantain factory that's operating here, it's a lie. Fact-checking has been recognized as one of the potent tools for journalists, but residents, who are mostly farmers here, decided to fact-check the claims of their MP and government. Here at Agogo, there are abundant raw materials that should make any factory that was promised farmers flourish. But the farmers here say there is no factory to cater for their needs, contrary to the claims by the MP for the area.
Plantain factory no say yesi awia baby omso omusi no ehon ye nam ekwafuo ye ntise mfidie bi esu.
If they have indeed said that there is a plantain factory that's operating here, it's not true, because that's the same route we take when we are going to farm. And we've seen no vehicle load processed plantain for export. I have not seen any factory like that operating in this area. In the Eastern region, government has indicated that 43 factories have signed up to the One District, One Factory policy and have received support already. 22 of such factories, the ministry indicates, are operating, while 18 are under construction. For 3 of the factories, there is a tag on them as pipeline factories. But it's become a tale full of reasons why many of the factories are not operating and their impact not felt in the Ghanaian economy as opposed to what government has envisaged.
One District, One Factory is a concept. I bought into it and felt I could also do something. Assurance the
assurance we got was that government through the Exim Bank will give us some loans, support our factory. We've done all that is required of us, but all to no avail. Now we are almost losing hope. Yes, I have put up the structures. I have bought the equipment. If you go around, you will see 5 of such factories. We assemble electric cookers here. We produce nails and utensils here. We also produce mineral water here. We are even working on production of noodles here and even ordered machines for that. But where do we get the working capital? We have relied on the promises to our detriment.
Get the working capital. The promises now upon that, and I feel sometimes.
This is the Chief Executive Officer of the Shaba Enterprises Limited, a factory that's under the One District, One Factory located at Nkoko, Set Ejeba. It turns out that he's received no funding from the financiers of the policy, making it difficult for him to operate.
Well, from 1D1F, let's tell you about the Center for Democratic Development, which is described as inconsistent, the dismissal of a defamation suit filed by investigative journalist Anas Arimeyaw Anas against Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Ejapong, by an Accra High Court. Now, the court presided over by Justice Eric Barr dismissed the case for lacking merit. But speaking on Newsfile, Director for Advocacy and Policy Engagement at the CDD Ghana, Dr. Kojo Asante, said the judge's decision raised red flags and was not consistent with the law.
The defendant has admitted that he basically is setting out to prove these things that he has said. Of course, in the murder case, for instance, in the one that he's talking about, Jamie Dankwa, he says, well, I also called him a murderer because of that. But it doesn't extend to whether that also means that the Chinese people that he supposedly had killed is also related to that same matter, or whether he doesn't even mention the tax evasion or any of these things. So I think that's why, for me, as I said, the judge's effort to determine facts in this case is quite interesting, because it raises so many red flags in my mind, because it's not consistent with even the way he's laid out the law itself. So at least on that matter, for me, I feel that the job was not done. I mean, I don't see how you kind of move from the legal test, because this is still criminal conduct that you're talking about. Remember that in the determination that he's made, anyway, and we'll come to KO1, he has convicted other people apart from Anas.
Well, the executive director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleimana Brahima, believes the judge's ruling went beyond the facts of the case established.
I saw a clear instance of, the whole case moving beyond whether or not Anas is established, whether Kennedy Japan was able to prove that Anas is a murderer, a thief, a extortionist, a bribe taker, a criminal, to the judge examining the methodology Anas uses and whether or not journalistically that is appropriate or not appropriate. And then I asked myself there, was this judge a journalist before becoming a judge? Or was he maybe an academic in the media sector before becoming? Because clearly he was trying to establish what is right, what is wrong, to the point where he then goes on to say what is being practiced is not investigative journalism, but something else. So for me, I think that the judgment or the decision by the judge went beyond probing whether what Ken said was true or not true, justifiable, fair, and whatever, to actually himself defaming the character of Anas. But of course, this was in court, and I doubt what can be done to a judge, but I believe that if this was being said on the streets, that would have amounted to another instance of defamation.
Well, let's talk languages now. And understanding foreign languages has always been crucial for smooth integration. More so when one is able to learn and speak it well to make a name for himself or herself. Bridget Sanyabwating, a medical student and a native of Asante Mampong in the Ashanti region, is making significant strides in the Chinese language space. The Ghanaian medical student received the prestigious Hubei Provincial Speech and Language Award organized by the International Promotion Office of China.
老师们、同学们，大家下午好。我是 Bridget Sanyabwating， 承德医学院2018级临床专业的留学生。今天我想分享一些我关于中国节日。
The competition, tasking contestants to use the native Chinese language to share their experiences in China, started with 200 international students across universities in the Hebei province of China. The competition saw the Ghanaian youngster make it to the top 3 finalists to receive the government prize. She spoke with Joy News.
Aside from reading medicine, learning new languages is something that I prioritize because, as an aspiring medical doctor, in addition to Ghanaians, I will be managing non-native patients and engaging foreign stakeholders at the professional level. Hence, fluency in multiple languages is a useful tool to help in smooth interaction. I urge all students, locally and abroad, to strive for academic excellence essential for our national development, and importantly, learn new languages as the world increasingly becomes a global village. As the world increasingly becomes a global village, learning new languages has become a necessity, whether as a student or as a rising professional. As an international student and an aspiring medical doctor, winning the Chinese Speech and Language Award serves as a testament and validation to my dedication, hard work and commitment to learning new, complex and challenging language. I also extend this achievement by leveraging on this language to provide medical care and services to non-native communities, including patients and professionals. 我相信这样做将有助于加强两国之间的联系，让外国人在我们国家感到受欢迎。加油，中国！加油，加纳！谢谢大家。
Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Let's talk security now. And the Ghana Police Service has set up 2 committees to look into the death of a 27-year-old man allegedly killed by the police anti-robbery unit in Wa. Abubakar Shahid was shot earlier this month after police claimed he was an armed robber sparking protest in his community. Now, Director General in charge of administration at the Ghana Police Service, COP Christian Youno, who led a delegation sent by the IGP to commiserate with the family of Shahid, said the police would leave no stone unturned in their bid to get to the truth of the matter. Rafiq Salam reports all the way from Wa.
The delegation of the Inspector General of the Ghana Police Service to the family of Abubakar Shahid, who was shot dead by the police on March 8, was led by the Director General in charge of Police Administration, COP Christian Teteje-Honu. The purpose was to condole and to commiserate with the grieved family over the loss, and also to inform them of the steps taken by the Police Administration to unravel the truth regarding the death of the 27-year-old Islamic student.
We are the people. You people have given us a uniform. We should work to protect life and property. We have done our best to make sure that the country remains safe. In the course of our work, where we go wrong, we will come back and say we are wrong and we are sorry. We plead with them that they should hold their hearts and let us wait for these 2 special teams that have come to investigate what happened. And the outcome of investigation will come back here and then to confirm to them.
COP Christian Teteje-Honu disclosed that since the incident happened, IGP Dr. George Akufo-Dampare has not slept over the issue and has since set up 2 independent committees to look into the issue for the necessary action to be taken.
When we heard of this incident that happened, immediately the IGP did not sleep over it. He called the regional commander, that was around almost this time, that he should come to Accra. Arrived in Accra the same day. We were waiting in the office after around 10 p.m. when he arrived. So you see how seriously the IGP and the Police Management Board, they've taken the incident that happened seriously. Yeah. After the briefing, we still believe that we have to send independent police investigation teams to come and find out exactly what happened. Immediately, we have to dispatch PPSB, that is formerly called PIPS, and so they came. After that, we still believe that we should get another report to support whatever PPSB has done. So yesterday night, another special investigation team was dispatched by the IGP from the CID headquarters to also come and do in-depth investigation.
Family members of Abubakar Shahid, since his death, has insisted that the deceased was a mistaken target and, for that matter, not an armed robber as put out by the police, and will want the name of the latter cleared from the despicable and disgraceful act. Spokesperson for the family, Mohammed Tamimu Kalusha, on behalf of the family, thanked the IGP for the steps taken so far to unravel the truth. Yarwa wants fairness and justice to prevail in the attempt to unravel the truth.
They have only one proposal. Where our son was going, that the man is still alive. If you could pick his number, our son's number, and that of the Fulani man at large, because he was to communicate that one of the third party should come where our brother was shot. Those other numbers, when you go to the telecommunication center, you can get audios between 7:30 to 8. I believe that was the time the incident happened, so that that one will also aid you in your investigation. However, they remain committed to your work. They will remain calm and wait for the outcome. But justice is nothing but what they want.
COP Tete Yohonu, who was accompanied by the Director General of MTTD, COP Francis Ebenezer Doku, and the Chairman of the One Municipal Security Council and One Mayor, Isaac Otair Mumin, also had separate meetings with the father of the deceased, whose health condition, according to the family, has worsened, and the visual impaired mother, who is yet to come to terms with what transpired. COP Tete Yohonu assured them of the police administration's commitment to get to the bottom of the matter and justice will be served. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wah.
Well, from security, let's talk party politics now. And former minority leader Haruna Idrisu is assuring his supporters of a landslide victory in the National Democratic Congress's parliamentary primaries. Mr. Idrisu is seeking to retain his seat as a member of parliament for Tamale South. He spoke after filing his forms to contest the elections.
Here to honor the NDC party constitutional requirement of filing my nomination as the NDC unbeatable candidate for the 2024 general elections. I can extend my numbers beyond Bono Afro region towards some other regions. Tamale South, in the last presidential and parliamentary election, made a significant contribution of 69,000 votes. My pledge this year will be, with your assurance and support, is 90,000 for John Mahama, or whoever, we the NDC presidential primary. I'm a consummate Democrat. I'm open to competition today and tomorrow. I'm open to competition today and tomorrow. And I promise you that if I choose to remain in parliament with your support, I will surpass any record in parliament. Long serving, if I choose to.
Now, to cap off the news, the myth that people from northern Ghana are strong and very resilient is largely attributed to how they are bathed at birth. The people of the area believe the combination of herbs, bones, and other things used to bathe newborns make them strong, healthy, and protected spiritually. In our Ghana Month series today, Martin Abugri takes you to the northern region, where we get to understand why the people believe all of this actually works.
Culture, they say, is unique to each region, tribe, or group of people. These beliefs transcend generations and are held dearly by the people. In Dabon, beyond the normal bathing of children with water and soap at birth, they also bath their newborns with herbs, which they believe keeps them strong and healthy. Let's listen to Mr. Alhassan Abubakar. He explains how it is done.
The other one is the the culture and tradition, yes, where we use herbs. And in this case, there are so many reasons that we do that. One is for spiritual reasons, so that the child grows up to be more spiritual.
He gives reasons why they bath the newborns to make them strong.
It's believed that, especially for male babies, they want the baby to grow up to be very strong, so that the child can fight well, the child can protect the family, the child will be the head. So for that matter, he needs certain preparation towards life. And such preparation comes with bathing the herbs. So there's a special herbs they will prepare for the child, especially the male child, so that the child grows up to be very strong, healthy, to protect the family.
Does it work?
Exactly. Very, very well. Even as highly educated as I am, I still believe that it works very, very well. And we have all done it to all our kids.
Mr. Al-Hassan also talks of the health aspects of why they bath these children with herbs.
One other reason is for the normal killer diseases. You know, some of these things were identified and tested long time ago. So because of that, when they give birth to a baby, they will use certain herbs together with certain other ingredients to bath the child, so that the child will be prepared against all these killer diseases, the measles and the other diseases.
It is not just health and strength. There is a spiritual dimension to the bathing of these children with herbs, and he explains it.
Then the third one is that normally in Gabon we believe that there are bad people mostly when they give birth to it. So there are some people who can tell, they can foresee what the child is growing up to be. So because of that, when they come, they do one or two things to affect the chances, the fortunes of the child in future. So because of that, the parents of the new baby born will have to protect this thing. So when you give birth to a baby girl, that's what you do. You use these herbs to protect the child from all these things. So in most cases, when you go to the rural communities, even in my house, for instance, you see that there's a sort of cross at the front of the room where the nursing mother is. This is believed to be a spiritual protector. So whoever is coming to see the child or to do any harm to the child is prevented, and nothing will happen to the child. So
Abubakar Rafian Napari also gives reasons why shea butter is added to the bath.
Also, the rubbing of the shea butter makes the child body to be smooth. So for that matter, that is why they always use the shea butter to rub the body for a smooth body and to give the child a warm temperature for comfortable movement. By using the warm water or the hot water and putting it inside the towel whilst using it to rub the child body, is making the bones to strengthen.
And well, that is how we cap off the news this morning, celebrating Ghana Month as still. But stay with us. Up next, we'll be joined by Surveyor Samuel Lukuto, who joins us for the news review. Do stay.